Greetings there, fellow miners. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld, the Stalwart Ancients. Episode 25, Mining Plasteel for New Bionics. We're still trying to find a cure for red mist. And I had spoken about this at length in the past, but basically the only thing that will cure red mist, actually cure her, is heal serum or res serum. Basically, she has to die and we resurrect her, or we have to heal her with heal serum. Genetics will not fix her. So, like, if Breakfire somehow managed to make her a vampire, a sanguiphage, the Deathless is not a cure. It will just keep her in a perpetual coma. So that's one of the goals. And we also have a goal of getting the Plasteel at the Plasteel site, and then trading Pila. So we have a Plasteel site out here, a Plasteel lump that we could go to, and Aggro will head there as soon as it is convenient. And right now, Aggro is in like a terrifically over-the-moon mood because he had just killed a whole bunch in the anvil. If the kill something could stack up higher than 5, it would be at 17. He just murdered an entire raid by himself. So sending him out sometime in the next 4 days when he's like super happy due to bloodlust is going to be a good call. And then we have the quest of the trade with Babo. 7 Pila for a crafting skill trainer, a book at Masterwork quality, which is great, which also might offer up a quest, and then the vac suit helmet, which is, you know, whatever. We also have another lab. So in the last lab that we were in, we had intercepted signals to this lab, but this lab is a dangerous one, meaning the bare minimum of what we should be prepared to do once we get there is a little higher, right? It's not a pushover lab. So just keep that in mind, that we need to be quite ready. And welcome, everybody. Thank you, Wishbringer and Ruinloth and Turtle and Glitch for cheers and resubs. So I'm going to have Aggro get some R&R, sleep, rest, recreate, and then I might, before Aggro leaves for a Plasteel lump, have Aggro do the surgeries on Frog, because Breakfire is still death resting. Oh no, Breakfire could probably manage it. I highly doubt Frog will try to escape by the time Breakfire wakes up. Because when you are this injured, your prison break interval is like never. So, yeah. Does Aggro finally get an eye? Yeah, I think so. I think that's reasonable. One of the other things that I think will be like the bare minimum to meet before we go to the dangerous lab is that all combatants going to the lab will have bionic legs. I think we are likely going to need to kite and fight in the dangerous lab, which means Flippers and Inu getting legs. Now, Flippers doesn't even have genes. They're a joiner, but they aren't genetically modified in any way. And Inu has fast wound healing, dead calm, and reduce pain, which is useful, no doubt, but not like super high combat genes. All right, we have a war merchant coming in. That's interesting. So pretty much the whole purpose of getting all this Plasteel that we want is so that Breakfire can start making actual armor. That's another thing that we might want first, because the previous labs that we're in, we didn't have any close calls, but they were tricky fights, right? The Splicelings and Splice Hulks and the like aren't pushovers necessarily. So going in half-cocked and not really ready to deal with whatever is there, I think would ultimately be a really bad idea. You brought tigers and elephants? I mean, I know you're a war merchant, but like, weird flex, but okay. And Scorpio, thank you for the gifted subs. Cheers. All right, Red Mist, you need doctoring. And Red Mist's hemogen collapse is at a 79%, kind of getting up in the dangerous levels, which is maybe low-key concerning. All right, here we go. Aggro. Aggro, my man. You are going to load 2 simple meals and 1 bedroll. I don't think you're going to be there for like, well, you know, I really shouldn't say. Maybe you are going to be there for longer. Frog got an infection. Okay. Someone else will like heal him for that, because aggro I'm not planning on turning around. So we have 2 lumps right now. They're basically of the same age, so I don't think it really matters which one aggro goes to. Ultimately, I'll probably want to go to both, because like Plasteel is like the lifeblood of an advanced community, I would say. And then Red, let's have you trade. Breakfire is down for death rest for really not that much longer. So pretty soon he should be able to get up and at him. I don't know if... It looks like ruins are formed at these lumps. I don't recall ever seeing an ancient danger at lumps, though. Oh. Okay, well, I guess you're making my bloodluster even happier, so, like, thanks. There, it was an ambush. Good luck with that. Have fun with that. And here, Red Mist. Oh, the tigers are for sale. They even have a cougar for sale. Oh my. One thing that I was considering, let's get rid of the prosthetic leg. I, like, can't picture a situation where we're gonna want that. I would even go so far as to say the lung, it's regular lungs itself, because we can make detox lungs, so like regular lungs don't really have much of a purpose any longer. And obviously I'm looking to make a profit. So some of the genes, this takes a while, so I apologize. This is not a gene we'll ever use. Tox immune, dark vision, and yeah, these aren't genes we'll ever use either. I have 2 super clotting. Alright, that's about all the money they have, unless we want to buy stuff. I don't really want to buy anything, so we'll call that good. Well, that guy was loaded up with drugs. Alright. Aggro, get to mining. And then Red Mist, your medical is higher than anyone else's, so you tend to frog. The idea that I had was that we would release either Nostril or Wow. Wow is a lot harder to release because Wow has a shattered spine. So Nostril, and Nostril is sickly. So definitely we're going to release Nostril because he's like sickly and will be obnoxious to constantly medical tend. So once Breakfire's up, we'll slap some peg legs on Nostril and like let him go. Because we don't need, we get enough hemogen from 3 that even adding additional death rest facilities, I don't think we'll need more than like 3 blood donor prisoners. Oh. So if Red Mist goes in there, Frog dies. Like, instantaneously. Because Red Mist's melee ability far exceeds Frog's capacity to get hit. So I'm going to send Flippers and Inu in there. And have Red Mist just stand by. Because, like, I don't need to instantly kill Frog. Okay. He has been suppressed and captured. If there was ever an argument to be had that was like, hey, strip him of his legs, you just saw it. And I might as well just leave these traders like chilling here because they offer up free protection. Our colony isn't a secret, just our lab is a secret, so we don't really need to worry about like the lab. Twins, thank you for the resub too. Given that Frog is sick, I think I'm gonna move one of the hospital beds in there temporarily, and the hospital will remain in there until his legs are removed. So that the surgery that we do to remove legs has a higher chance of success. Why are we low on power? Because I need to kick this thing. There we go. Perfect. Okay. I can wake from death rest safely. Perfect. Wake now. Awesome. So here's the deal. Frog, you are getting peg left, peg right. Nostril, you are getting peg left, peg right. Congratulations. You're getting pegged. Come to my hospital! Or prison and get... Never mind. I can release him in a pod? True, I could. Probably just throw him in a pod. That sells him as a slave. Hypothetically, it is possible to align ourselves with their faction. So that's one of the reasons why I'm gonna release them normally. Although with that said, I guess it really doesn't matter all that much. Now that I realize it, because every time we harvest WoW for blood, I'm gonna re-anger their faction. So I guess selling them into slavery makes more sense, but I don't want to waste the chem fuel of the shuttle, so I'll just release them because it's like cheaper. Alright, Frog is getting his legs. His frog legs. What is Aggro doing? Yeah, just chilling. Okay. And now we are going to remove left and right. Now that Breakfire is up, the other thing that we could do is offer up the detox lungs to either Flippers or Inu, or Red Mist for that matter. But Red Mist might be... We might not want to invest too much into Red Mist until we find a cure, because she's going to go into like a coma soon, or in death rest rather, until that we could find a solution. So it might not make sense to do that. So you are set to release, and you are set to Hemogen farm. And let's not leave the potential weapon in there. Normally I would try to gene scan Frog here, but he needs to recover from his infection first. Toxin filtration just got researched. So that allows us to make the detox lungs, this research. If we ever want to protect our vault with toxic gas and everyone had detox lungs, that would be a very reasonable way to go about that. Next research will be up to you. So there's the choices. Quest available, Brigand Encampment. Oh, nice. Another mercenary group. And we also got cargo pods at the same time. Of grav panel. Okay. Sure, I guess. So there's an encampment quest. Where they want us to clear a camp that has been raiding them. It's guarded by 11 pigskins. They're willing to offer up a Masterwork shield belt and legendary great bow. A masterwork or a unique gun with aim assistance, custom grip, and pulse charger. Ooh, it's a pulsed weapon. So it's very, very accurate and does a lot of damage because it's a pulse weapon. Huh, interesting. Its actual damage per shot is like actually pretty good, surprisingly, and gold or goodwill. So there's an option for that quest at some point. Oh, did we already release the pigskin? We must have. Oh, Red Mist is in the process? Yeah, Red Mist is in the process. Sappo, thank you for the resub, by the way. And it looks like Tox Gas is the next most popular option. Got it. So, Frog is set to survive this infection as long as he keeps being tended. And then I'm going to turn on the Ancient Workshop first to make the Pila for trade. I think that's going to be more important. Getting that crafting trainer is going to be... before we start making armor and weapons is like the smart play. Are you in light there? Partial? Well, I'll just make another torch. There was a YouTube comment that pointed something out to me that I had been oblivious to. The fertility of hydroponic basins is higher than the fertility of the ancient green beds. So I intend to phase out the ancient green beds once Breakfire is not so busy and aggro isn't away. The difference isn't massive, but it's enough that basins are better. And in the morning, I can show you. What I'll do is I'll compare the growth rate of the cycad plants in the two types. If not that I need to prove it to you, but yeah, it's something I hadn't realized. All right, so Tox Gas, done. We'll get it. So it shouldn't take very long for Breakfire to make the pilas required. It's a pretty easy... easy weapon to make. Doesn't take a lot of labor, and we already have the materials. Now, should I accept the Brigand encampment? 11 pigskins for rewards. Just because I accept doesn't mean I'm necessarily obligated to do it. But you can vote on that as well. So that's now up in the polls. Caravan to take. Okay, so here we go. Growth rate 204% versus... Oh, well, that's not even true. What the heck? Okay, I did this... Let me do it this way. Because now it looks like the math is all weird. I'll grow rice as well. So growth rate... No, maybe it is higher. Wait, what is going on? This is so weird. Did the mod update? Am I losing my mind? Here, plant, sow, rice. No, apparently the green beds are even better now. I don't know what's going on. Green beds are better, I guess. The ancient ones. It's so weird. I tested this like 2 days ago. And it was the inverse. But okay, well, all right, I accept the new data that we just got, meaning the ancient green bed should be installed, especially for slower growing crops like heel root and slicoid, so good to know. We'll do that. Doing some science. There we go. Immune, perfect. Toxic gas got researched. It did look to me like the miniguns were the next highest priority. And it looks like you guys do want me to take the Brigand encampment. Got it. What to research after miniguns are done? We are whipping through the research queue real fast, so I suspect soon these like constant polls will subside because we'll be done with all research. And Aggro, you were starving? That's my bad. I never plopped the meals out. I just wanted to make sure I didn't have any, like, destroy weapons, because it would be definitely something I would do is destroy tribal weapons as a priority queue. But no, apparently I don't have that, which is good. Alright, so Frog, you are over your illness. So we're going to take the hospital bed back. And insert you into the gene scanner. Congrats, you're getting extracted. Once we have the peelers done, I had mentioned wanting to both do the tox lung implants, but also like bionic legs. I think our super soldiers, even if they don't have super genes, need to be, I don't know, super, because going to a lab without better equipment I think is probably foolish. And then taking a look at our meat, we are definitely going to need to get hunting again, because I have like 10 meat left that isn't insect for fine meals. But that's probably yet another task for Aggro once he's done mining. And tube TV. Okay, so we'll do tube and flat TV for rec types. So for the Brigand Encampment, what reward to accept? 1, 2, or 3. So 1 is a shield belt and a great bow, masterwork and legendary. 2 is the pulse revolver and gold, and 3 is the goodwill. For reference, that revolver, if you want to make kind of a more informed decision, a damage of 24 and a aiming time, like a refire rate of about 2, let's say. Compare that to Smelly's Love. This is damage of 15 in a 3-round burst, so that's 45 with an aim time of about just 3. So its damage is not comparable to Smelly's Love, but it is comparable to like the SMGs that they wield, because this is like a 36 burst SMG with about a 2.5 aim time. So I don't know if it would be honestly better than a heavy SMG, although its armor pen is certainly higher. What was its armor pen? Oh no, it wasn't that high. I take it back. Armor pen of only 29. That is not that much higher than the SMGs, and that's just a good SMG, which is going to be well beneath what Breakfire can make once the request rewards for the Pila come in, because he'll get that skill trainer. Hey, Thomas, thank you for the resub. So Aggro should be wrapping up with the Plasteel lumps here. There's just 4 more chunks, and then we'll jump on home and put that Plasteel to work. So there's all the Pila. Now we're going to smelt down the old armors for materials. Not that we'll need materials soon. And then get back to making like marine helmets. So we got reduced pain. I believe I already had that, so I don't think that's all that helpful. We must have already had it, because, like, we implanted it in the Inu. And it looks to me like you guys want me to accept the interesting weapon reward. Whether we actually physically go to do this or not, I'm not sure. We'll probably end up pulling on it. It'll be dependent on whether or not we are, like, combat ready. Because 11 pigskins obviously outnumbers us, and that's not even accounting for the fact that we wouldn't send everybody. So we wouldn't want to leave our vault unprotected. Alright. Also, Red Mist is about to not be a combatant, as her hemocollapse syndrome is getting really high up there in the numbers. I think I am going to install... Let's do it out of granite. I'm going to install an entirely separate shelf for the hemogen packs, because, or one, or whatever, they don't need to be frozen. And 2, this shelf is totally full. But bringing them all the way from the prison to the freezer is kind of unnecessary, even though it is just a vac barrier, so it doesn't actually physically slow you down. Alright, Aggro, you're about to get out of this, like, rainy mess. And then once Aggro's home, the plan is to start doing the surgeries. I didn't want to do the, any of the surgeries while I'm already down a man with him out on caravan. Alright, that's everything? I could take chunks, but I don't think I need them. Plus, they're, different, block types than what we have at home. Alright, the Bubble Shuttle is good to go. Launch. Oh, yeah. I know where I'm supposed to park. Oh well, I forgot the bedroll. Too late. I'll just make another one. Alright, now that Aggro's back, I do want to make him an eyeball. As I said, I think he earned it after killing the Neanderthals kind of by himself. And then, I think the first tox lung surgeries. You know what I'll do is I'll make an eyeball and then do the lungs and the eyeball into Aggro all at once. I think that makes more sense. Just do a bulk surgery. Hey Matt, thank you for the resub. Which means maybe I should take the time right now to send Aggro out to the other lump. Although with 700, well, I think if I start to make armor, we're going to go through 700 plasteel like pretty quickly. In my experience, that's typically the case. So, in the morning when Aggro's up, we'll send him to the other lump. Or probably actually to get the trade in the pilas. Could I make a better Xenogerm for Inu? I hypothetically could. It's up to Inu though. It's not up to me. And I don't know if flippers and Inu have been around to manage their own ponds. To put it bluntly. But more or less the whole premise is the owners of the ponds are in charge of the ponds, so, you know, I'm not making those choices. Arsenal, thank you for the resub, and Finnerel, cheers. Alright, Break, as the person who made the pilas, how about you are the one to deliver them? If I'm not mistaken, who asked for that? Because, Babbo. Okay, it's a tribal settlement. Maybe I will bring along some silver, just in case, but I highly doubt there's going to be a whole lot I want to buy from tribals. So break. One of them is poor. Oh, so I need to make one more, because we have, I think it asked for 7. And one of them is too low quality to suffice. So, hold off on that, make another one. Oh, new Xenogerm when I see it fit. Inu, speaking of which, if you want to go through, like, the Gene Lab, too. But yeah, how about this? When I see fit, what I'll do is I'll wait for the next scanning of WoW and Driver, which is in 4 and 6 days, and then take the best genes that we've got once that's done. Alright, I've queued up our silver and pilas to be loaded up into the shuttle, and then we'll get these delivered and fulfill that trade pila quest. Oh, yeah, that's a problem. I had them all forced inside. No wonder no one was grabbing that silver. I'm completely oblivious. I suppose I'll have Aggro do a little bit of hunting, because I know we're completely out of meat, before I send him mining, because I'm about to use the shuttle for something else anyway. So break. You're the one getting in to deliver. Quest completed. Their tribal only have components? What? I'm not gonna think about it too hard, it will hurt me. Federation map insect hives. I might discover a quest. Yeah, I don't think I want that quest. Last I checked, the bugs come to me. I don't need to go to the bugs. They do have an Insanity Lance, that might not be bad to get. And then once I'm able, I'll have, So, Aggro. You should be hunting, yes. Once I'm able, I'll have, Breakfire learn the skill trainer. Because then the quality of the weapons and armor he makes will just be all the better. $19! Crafting of 19. Yeah, I think that's going to be pretty good. No complaints. Plus, we have like a higher quality rec book too. I do not want my shooters or brawlers to wear vac helmets, so I'm going to take vac helmets and vac suits off of the potential wearables, especially vac suits, because vac suits physically slow you down a lot. You'll move very slow. So right now, the priority is craft Bionics and yeah, and scan genes. Are we going to ally the Pixigans? You know, I don't know. I think as long as we have a pigskin in our Hemogen farm, like we really can't ally them, because every time we do Hemogen farming, we anger them further. And I think it's probably more important to get the gene scanning off of our prisoners than it is to make an ally. Or a neutral, if you will. So I have no idea if we're gonna, in the long run, change our stance towards them. So Aggro is set to hunt just everything here on the local map tile. And then we've got the Bionic Eye coming out. Flippers already has one helmet, and we're just going to keep helmeting up everybody. So that we don't lose eyeballs. Because I'm kind of tired of losing eyes. Eventually, I do intend for Aggro to wear non-tainted armor as well, which is why I don't have him have, like, a separate tainted allowed, for his apparel restrictions. Because I just don't think it's needed. Red Mist, you need some tending. Hey, Stevie, how's my day? Pretty chill. Pun intended. Could we target hostile ancient soldiers for Himogen farming? We could. There's no point in it, but we could. The reason I say there's no point in it is if we target Edekin, Pigskins, Neanderthals, not only do we get Himogen, we get their genes too. If we target ancient soldiers, they don't have genes. So it's like half the bang for our buck, if that makes sense. Which is exactly why we switched from two pigskins to a pigskin Neanderthal Edekin, so that we have a wider variety of genes to potentially scan. The intention was to have the ability to get a bigger collection of genes so we can make better super soldiers. I really hope our map tile gets visited by, like, animals that are, like, decent to hunt. I mean, I know you can eat emus, but they're not particularly, great to hunt, because they fight back and kind of annoying. Oh, more visitors. Man, you guys have been visiting us a lot. Trade caravans and now visitors. You just want to hang out in a volcano, don't you? Yeah, it's entirely possible. So I'll put it this way. If, because the Neanderthals, we could also technically befriend, and same with the pigskins. So if I am able to get a pigskin and a Neanderthal from a different faction, we'll consider that. We'll consider releasing these guys so we only anger permanently hostile factions. Because, like, the Waster Pirates, for instance, could bring in pigskins, Neanderthals, etc. So yeah, if there's an opportunity to make more friends, that's fine. You know, the big picture here is that we're trying to keep our vault safe, and having fewer enemies is definitely one way to go about it. I just don't think that treating these prisoners well will matter, because they're just going to keep fighting us until we either have a lot of people to release, or we give them a big gift, or, you know. So it's just not really worth doing right now. Do I want to swap these for the grow beds? Yeah, probably. Let's go ahead and do that. And trade price. So I've got 3 Pain Doll. They can afford one of them. And for whatever reason, we've been hauling in their, like, tribal clothing and weapons and stuff, which is worthless, but I'm not going to stop them. No! Ancient soldiers. So as far as I see it, I have to kill 11 enemies for a masterwork weapon that we know is kind of average, or 4 enemies for a masterwork weapon that could be a lot better. If I was making the decision on by myself without polling, I would almost certainly ignore the enemy encampment quest and go for the soldiers. I mean, doing both obviously is an option too. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. If you kill enough of the creatures you don't want to hunt, you'll eventually get creatures that you do. Oh, so Frog, I did see what you just ate. That's your last nice meal. I failed to catch that, so that one's on me. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld, the Stalwart Ancients, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow ancients.